Welcome to the Firearms Radio Network. This is, I totally biffed that. Welcome to the Firearms Insider, Gun and Gear Review Podcast. This is episode 89. On this show, we showcase gun reviews, gear, and anything else a gun enthusiast may be looking for. We strive to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. I'm your host, Ryan Cross from the Firearms Radio Network, your source for broadcasts for shooters, hunters, and gun enthusiasts. This episode is brought to you by Patriot Patch. Visit patriotpatch.co to get yourself some awesome PVC 3D vinyl morale patches that are designed by yours truly. You can pick up your own I'm Your Huckleberry patch. Go ahead and pre-order that now. You can also get some patriotic flag patches that we've just released. So you've got a couple battle flags from our nation's history that are available right now as a couple different bundles. You could even get yourself a tactical spoon holster that goes around your neck. So stay tuned I'll be showing you guys that on one of these next shows. But if any of that sounds awesome, which it should, go to patriotpatch.co and order yours today. So I'm accompanied by a full house tonight. I got Tony Simon, I got TJ, and I got Chad from Oregon. How's it going, guys?
It's going good.
It's going great.
Hey guys, how are y'all?
Well, we got a pretty packed episode this week. We got a lot of guns to talk about. This first one I want to get right into. It's not available in America, so I'll say that right off the top so you guys don't get too excited and then disappointed that you can't get one because of importation laws. But the Kalashnikov Collective are starting to do a 9x19 calibered pistol. They call it the PL-14, and it kind of reminds me of what's that Striker 1 pistol that another Strike 1 pistol that Arsenal put out.
Arsenal, yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of similar to that.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. From what I understand, it's in their running for their, I guess, military sidearm, and it's basically, it looks like it's got a longer barrel than most kind of duty guns. It's got a little longer slide profile and all. But you say it reminds you of the Strike 1. I think it kind of resembles the Steyr line of handguns. And they're kind of not as widely known, so people might not immediately recognize it. But I feel like they definitely got a lot of cues from Steyr. And the super low, like the main thing you notice is how crazy low the bore axis is. It looks like there's almost nothing going to be above the web of your hand compared to conventional designs. And it has a full Picatinny rail under it, and it looks like for some reason they did a one-piece wraparound wood grip. I guess it's an aluminum frame. Maybe that's why they put the grips. It kind of looks like a polymer gun, probably because it reminds me of that Steyr, but I think it actually is aluminum. Let's see.
It's a polymer frame double stack.
Oh, that is kind of weird. I wonder, most polymer guns don't have grips. It's kind of a curious choice to do that.
It says in an article that's linked that maybe it's going to have interchangeable grips.
Like a back.
Yeah, like a back.
Yeah. What gets me, though, is it's still a prototype. Or at least this particular one, this photo we have is a prototype.
Mm-hmm.
But really, you're prototyping nowadays and you're still using wood?
Yeah, it might not even be wood. It could be one of those composite, wood look-alike kind of things. But
that's wood-colored Bakelite.
It's that cheap AK wood, okay?
Oh, okay, totally.
It's
AKs or pallets. Yeah, it's either AK or a pallet.
Right. No,
yeah.
Just save grace on this pistol. The grips actually look like they're decent wood if they are wood. So
yeah.
Yeah, I really do feel the Steyr feel on it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
it does
it's got that look, like their L9, which is the competition length.
Yeah, their safety looks like it's gonna be just terrible to try to take on and off.
It kind of does. It has that weird inset, like old school, like turn of the 20th century semi-auto kind of.
Yeah, like in 1903 or something.
Yeah, but
it's
a little
hilarious when you. It's amazing when, like the most populous country with, sidearms is the United States because of our civilian market and the number of customers we do have. Well, why does anybody else in the world go around spending money developing new sidearms when pretty much they can buy anything on the market here?
Right.
Because it's Russia and they have, some national pride that they want to be making their own sidearms.
I know. I mean, it's silly because we do the exact same thing. I mean, every country really usually does, but it's still funny going, what are you doing? Right. Really? A 9mm polymer pistol? You had to invent one, huh?
Yeah. It's just a bummer that it's not going to be available in the States. Unlike the Strike 1, you can actually, I think, get for around $800.
I'm sure eventually they'll be coming in. They've got to be. I mean,
well,
it'd be kind of silly for them to not want to open up to the American market to get some of that, if it's possible. I suppose it's probably got full points, I guess, for import. So I wouldn't imagine it would be too difficult.
We're the ones that bound it. We're the ones that banned it, not that's President Obama banning it because of the Ukrainian situation.
All right. And who makes it?
Kalashnikov on it.
It's probably... but they say they're going to start a manufacturer in the U.S., so...
Yeah, I think North Carolina or South Carolina, one of the two, Kalashnikov's concern has actually bought a factory.
Yeah, so maybe they'll start making it here. You never know.
Would be cool. I don't think we went over too much of the specs, though. It's got a 15+1 magazine or capacity and a full 5-inch barrel and weighs 28 ounces unloaded. So it's pretty comparable to like a competition size polymer handgun.
15+1 makes it Jersey legal. Yes.
There you go. 15's a little low for, most common polymer guns, but
all right, calm down.
It'll be Jersey and Colorado legal. So for you guys.
Yeah.
It's fully ambi too. It appears.
Yeah, it's got like is that a thumb safety on there?
Yeah, thumb safety, slide lock, mag release, all look to be ambidextrous.
And it looks like some kind of takedown button on it above the trigger guard, above the trigger housing.
And I guess interesting is they don't have the trigger type safety we're used to seeing, so I wouldn't imagine looking to get this in a non-safety version.
Yeah.
Just for, way down the road thinking.
And I'm thinking with the low bore axis, it might have the what do you call that? The slide inside of the frame, like a CZ75 or a P210 from SIG.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't tell.
It's pretty low bore axis.
It's crazy low though.
Yeah.
It's crazy awesome looking.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It looks pretty cool. It's kind of weird though. The picture, like, it has a weird mix of, like, almost like if you're not really looking at it very hard, it looks battle worn kind of. So it looks like it's from like the 80s, but then you look close and it's completely immaculate. I don't know how they pulled off battle worn and not worn at all in one picture.
Yeah,
I don't know. Russia might be the only country to actually go with the battle worn Cerakote. just from start, just battle worn Cerakote.
And the serial number that's on the barrel, it looks to be, it's not 0001, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
100,348.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably number 48.
So, stay tuned. Keep an eye on that. If that sounds like something you're interested in, check out the show notes for a picture of that, and that's probably going to be all it takes to get you hooked and interested in finding out more on that pistol.
Yep.
So next up, we got something that you can very well obtain for yourself in the States. This is the Ruger 1022 second edition of their collector's series. So they got this thing going on now where you can get this in kind of a package type deal. It looks like it's got a what is it? Part of the 2 million. No, that's not it. Let's see. Collector's series comes with a series of memorabilia, including a limited edition street sign, as well as some other literature that's a little bit more nostalgic, and it looks like some stickers, some Ruger anniversary stickers.
You also get a $25 Shop Ruger gift card, if I remember right.
Yeah, it says that in there.
Yeah.
Is this the one that was designed that they did the design contest on?
It's
similar.
No, different. It's similar.
I got super excited when I saw
to the
this.
Appleseed.
I talked to somebody at the NRA show about those because I thought those contest design that design winner was different and cool enough to stick around, and I hadn't seen any, because I really wanted one, and I talked to one of the reps at Ruger at NRA, and he said no, that was a limited time run. I'm just kind of thinking like that's kind of weird because they probably put all this money into the molds for these stocks, and then they're just gonna stop making it. And then I saw this one pop back up, and it's very similar. It uses the same stock design as the Anniversary, which is very, very similar to the American Rimfire, where you have your comb. You can take out the back piece to where I think it gives you like 1.5 inches to 2 inches extra length to pull, so you can go between like 12 and 14 inches, and then the same piece has a high comb and a standard comb. So pretty neat stock design, except this one comes in a, what are they calling it, like a composite gray or something like that?
Yeah, they just call it dark gray composite as well.
Okay.
But go ahead, Tony.
Oh, I call it non-permissive gray. Just saying. No, I really like it, especially as an instructor now that I'm getting people of different stature, and to have this comb on the Ruger 1022 is really cool because now, I mean, one of the things I'm going through is I had a shotgun class, and one of the guys was small stature and really using a regular size shotgun. I mean, we had 4 out there, but they were still regular size. He really couldn't handle it for the skeet shooting portion of the NRA test. I mean, the clay throwing. And I'm like, now I have to buy a youth model shotgun, you know what I mean, just for small statured people. And something like this, hey, you got the different combs, and you just pop them on if someone can't reach the controls, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or use the firearm easily.
Because I think it's just one bolt. You pull it might even be the sling stud at the bottom. You unscrew that and just slide your new comb on. One thing I was a little slightly disappointed about on this being, similar to the contest design winner, they put an 18-inch barrel on it rather than a 16, and it's no longer threaded, which, I kind of think both of those are pretty cool features. You have a slightly smaller rifle with a threaded barrel if you want to throw a silencer on there. But to, I guess, add to it, they put a rail that I guess it kind of attaches to the barrel where the normal little flip-up Ruger funky little sights go, and then it screws onto the receiver, goes all the way to the back of the receiver and screws down onto the receiver, and then at the very rear of the receiver has kind of that M1 style aperture. Peep sight, that aperture sight. So this thing's pretty cool. It's got a ton of good features. If I would like it in a 16-inch barrel with a threaded barrel, but this is pretty cool nonetheless.
Yeah, when I first saw this, when it got posted up, the first thing that came to my mind was Appleseed.
Right. Yeah, it's exactly great for that.
Great rifle for that, and it's fairly reasonable too. I mean, retail on it's $349, so it's not like you're forking out a lot of money.
Right.
I agree with you, TJ. Though, 16-inch barrel, threaded. Maybe because one day I'll move to a free state, and I'd really like a takedown version of this. I mean, that's all the things that make me giddy about this rifle all in one. If it had the takedown, 2-inch shorter barrel and threaded.
Yep.
I mean, wow. I think that would be really cool, and that would be my 4th purchase of firearms because I have a list now of things I want.
You gotta knock them down on the list, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't realize how quickly I was buying firearms until I counted them up one day. In the last 3 years, I purchased 12.
That's it. I'm messing with you.
So then Ruger's also got, to celebrate July 4th, they've got some new shirts that they've added to their store. So they're American Pride shirt designs. So it looks like there's a white one with the Ruger emblem in their logo, but it's inside of it. It's got kind of a distressed American flag, and then the other one's blue, and it's kind of more of a vintage design. You know, it's this Ruger American. It's got that that animal on there. Is that a dragon or an eagle? I forget what that's supposed to be.
Phoenix, isn't it?
A phoenix?
Nah,
Okay.
Is it a phoenix? Yeah.
Some kind of bird.
I think so.
Yeah. It's a bird.
It's a
So for every shirt sold, they're throwing in some Made in USA patches, a decal, and a button. So you can just straight up buy the shirts, like, you know, and get all that. But when you buy this second edition 1022 collector's rifle, and they give you that $25 online card to spend, or gift certificate for their store, you can like totally buy this shirt with all that stuff. And you could not do that, but if I were to buy this, I'd probably go that route.
Yeah, magazines or something along those lines, just all kind of stuff, because they have a good bit of stuff on their Shop Ruger
website.
Yep.
Or that BX trigger that they got.
Yeah.
That actually, it looks like the collector's series actually comes with the new BX trigger on there.
Really?
As well as the 1022 magazines and components. So
that's even better because the price point, because like you said, $349, and you get that. What is it, about a $70 trigger? If I remember
$60-$70 trigger, yeah.
Yeah. So this is a really good deal. I think I might definitely have to get one of these.
Well, the crazy part also is that Picatinny rail/site, that used to be about $60 too. Last time I saw anything like that, it was on what Midwest Industries had it, and they counted it because I was looking for something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, pretty much this is a great deal from Ruger, especially with the different comb heights and sizes.
Right, and obviously you have to buy those separately. I think they come standard with the. I think it comes standard with the full length, so like the 13.5 to 14 inch. I forget the exact length to pull. 13.5 inch length to pull, and then it comes with at least the American Rimfire comes with the flush comb and the high comb. But if you want like the youth length of right around 12 inches or so, you have to buy that separately. But if I remember right, it's like a $15 to $30 at the most. Pack of two.
Yeah,
short.
This one says it comes with the low comb and the standard length of pull. And
Okay.
then you have to buy the additional ones.
Okay, so they may not come with the high comb on this particular model.
And
That's what I get.
Here's the crazy part for Jersey. I can't have an adjustable stock on a semi-automatic firearm. It's against the law. It turns into an assault rifle.
Is this necessarily adjustable?
No, what I'm saying is, because someone might say, well, why don't you just get adjustable stocks, for my Ruger 1022. I can't have one in this state.
Yeah, I gotcha.
All
That's what you're saying. So this
semi-auto stocks
that
have
is
to
what
be
you're
fixed.
saying.
Yeah, it does. That's another reason it's a big deal to me.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome for people that can't have certain things.
Yeah. So we got the links to that. If you want to click on the link to go to Ruger's site to check out the rifle. And also I've got a link to the guns.com article that kind of shows the t-shirts and talks about the whole package in the collector series.
Here you go. Just quick before we move on Shop Ruger, they have their Ruger Collector Series 2nd Edition kit, which is their comb kit, and it comes with the high comb and the short high comb and the short low comb. So you can get all three of those for $49.99 after the fact. So
Cool.
Not a bad deal.
Not at all.
There you go.
Or you can buy them separately, obviously, if you only need one of them.
Yeah. Right on. So next up, we got a product from Magpul. Obviously, a new product released by Magpul obviously comes across my radar, so I wanted to bring it on this show. This is an M-Lock tripod adapter, which this one I can't make use of because it's a little bit more comprehensive in what it's compatible with. So it's obviously it's M-Lock. So if you got an M-Lock handguard on your AR-15, AR-10, AR whatever, you put this on the bottom of your handguard, and then it interfaces with a tripod that has they're calling it Common, but I've never heard of it. It's Manfrotto is the company that makes certain tripods, and they call it the RC2/Q2 interface. So maybe I'm just out of the loop in the tripod world, but apparently it's common, and that they chose to make this adapter so that it fits with those Manfrotto tripods easily without the use of any additional saddles, giving you a secure shooting platform that is kind of lets you tilt your angle of whether you're shooting up or down or angling it, so you don't have to adjust the tripod. You just adjust the head.
Right, it's pretty neat. Not something I could necessarily see myself using, but if you're kind of in one of the plains type areas where you're hunting prairie dogs for hours on end, and you just kind of post up and just leave your gun mounted up in this tripod and sit on a stool and knock them down all day. That would be
yeah.
You sit on an actual camp chair, and then you set it up. I mean, we do that around in Eastern Oregon for sage rats. So yeah, and one of the tripods I have here has a similar style quick disconnect mount, and I'd have to look into it. I was looking for it and couldn't find it to see if it's the same kind of Manfrotto RC2 connector or whatever. But if not, hopefully Magpul will take into account that most just standard tripods use a 1/4-20 mount to mount a camera or something. So they'll come up with something you can just screw it straight to there too.
Yeah, that would have been really nice. I look forward to that, because after investing in whatever tripod you have that isn't Manfrotto, like my Primo's trigger stick tripod, I'd like it to just sit on that. Yeah. Or get a saddle for it.
Drilling and tapping a 1/4-20 hole in it's probably not too hard.
All right.
I need an M-lock handguard to use this thing. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
It's got recoil lugs kind of built into the mount, which just means it's obviously got 2 M-lock slots, but then the 2 slots in between those, or I guess it'd be 1 slot in between those, there's 2 lugs that go inside that M-lock slot that's being covered up by the whole mount, and so that kind of acts to mitigate recoil and it not slide back and forth on your handguard. So yeah, the MSRP is $49.95. If, like we said, for hunting applications, obviously this would be pretty awesome if you're stationary in one spot. And you just want to have your rifle just hanging out while you're eating a ham sandwich, or you're playing on your phone waiting for ground squirrels to show up. So actually, the next product is the Manfrotto bipod, because I've never even heard of it, so I thought, I might as well do a spotlight on that too, and educate you guys a little bit. So Manfrotto makes a bunch of products that are for photographers. Obviously, they make a lot of tripods because those are very useful in photography and videography. So they've got the Be-Free tripod that comes in carbon fiber. So that makes it really light. So it only weighs 2.4 pounds. And folds up in a really nice compact package. Actually, the non-carbon fiber version, let's see, is heavier than the carbon fiber. No, I got that wrong.
Comes in carbon fiber, which is 2.4 pounds, and aluminum, which is 3 pounds.
Aluminum is 3. So you're shaving 0.6 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really a tripod aficionado, so I can't give you all the details on why this is better than anything else that you might have. Can you guys think of something other than the fact that it's just really light, and you can obviously fold it up? I'm sure it comes with some sort of case that you can put it in.
Yeah, it's pretty super compact. I mean, it collapses into 3 different leg sections, it looks like, so collapses down to a pretty small size. So if you're maybe backpacking while also, photography and all that stuff, it could be pretty useful.
The other nice thing about them is you can get them with the ball head on them, so it's just one little lever, and then you can move it any direction you want, angles, all that stuff. So that's a big plus. It looks like
a little ball socket.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
you can get them
It's pretty
without
cool.
too, but yeah.
Well, I decided to look into it. I wanted to see what they said made it better than anyone else's. And their big thing is it's an Italian design, so that should be enough for everybody. It's an Italian design, and the Italians do really well at designing, like Berettas and pizza. So yeah, okay, I'm cool.
One cool thing is that it looks like it has a what do they call this? Patented leg selectors allow you to quickly select between two different inclinations for maximum versatility. So they got like a snapshot of a guy using the tripod up against the railing. So if he's looking over like a scenic overlook, he's got two legs on the ground, and the third leg he's got fully compacted, and it's actually tilted up and propped up on the rail. So he's got a little bit more flexibility with using that third leg for stability. Alternatively, I guess you could shorten both legs and set them on the rail and then have one leg touching the ground. But it looks like it's a really high quality tripod.
It does have. I see one flaw in it. I'm looking at the specs for it. The carbon fiber one and the aluminum one's the same. It says it only has a load capacity of 8.82 pounds.
Yeah,
So,
well,
and chances are, if you've got an AR-15 and you're a fan of Magpul, your rifle is going to weigh a little bit more.
I'm sure it would hold more.
On that Magpul picture, they show it with a full quad rail with the M-lock rail and a PRS stock on a 308 rifle. It looks like, so it's got to be probably pushing with a
30 pounds.
Optic and all.
30 pounds.
Probably pushing 10 to 12 pounds.
Yeah. I think that's actually the that's not the PRS stock. They call that I used to have one. I want to say UTG, but I know that's wrong. But anyway, those stocks are actually really heavy.
Yeah.
I think they're one of their heavier rifle stocks, so that really is meant for balancing out the back of it. It looks awesome as heck, and it's super expensive, but it's definitely not light. I mean, you could buy like the airsoft version. I'm sure it'd be lighter. But
may not last, but hey.
May not last as long.
Yeah, may not.
So the MSRP on the Be-Free carbon fiber tripod is $350, so $349.99. One thing is, if you are a photographer or a videographer, as well as a firearms enthusiast and a hunter, you can get one tripod that will kind of suit both roles in either one of those hobbies. So,
sweet.
Get the most out of your investment that way. The next product we got to talk about is actually a really cool complete upper for an AR-15 that's been created by a collaboration between a few companies. So this is from Aero Precision. I think we've given away one of their upper receivers before. Silencer Co. and Ballistic Advantage, and they make barrels. So it's a 300 blackout dedicated upper that's specifically designed to fire like suppressed, would have that suppressor on there and fire subsonic and supersonic reliably. So instead of trying to Frankenstein one together, this is one just kind of built by 3 different companies to be really good at shooting suppressed.
Yeah, I guess they probably engineered everything to work well with each other, so hopefully, rather than trying to mix and match, like you said, gas pressures and barrel lengths and gas tubes, lengths and all that fun stuff, they took all the guesswork out for you, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, if you go onto Facebook and look under, like, there's a 300 blackout discussion group, and like probably 80% of the posts are, how do I get this to run better? How come this isn't cycling my ammo? What gas tube do y'all use? So I guess it does take a lot of the guesswork out of there. So obviously the upper receiver is got a custom designation and some engraving on there for just the branding. The barrel is a Ballistic Advantage B.A. Hansen 7.5-inch 300 blackout. It's stainless steel, features a gas port that is drilled to allow for a dedicated suppressed use and pinned low profile gas block. So I think that the the hole is actually smaller in diameter for those gases, because if they know that you're definitely going to be running this thing suppressed, there's going to be more back pressure, so they actually decrease the diameter of that gas porthole, so that you're not getting as much blowback in your face.
Nice.
So let's see, it's got the Silencer Co. Omega 30 caliber silencer on there.
So is this included?
It's rated.
Yes.
Yeah, it's included, so that doesn't make it an NFA item. So it will be in NFA jail for a while till you get your tax stamp back. The Omega from Silencer Co. is rated from everything to 5.7 to 300 Win Mag, and it's their shortest, lightest, and quietest, most versatile silencer that they make. I've actually held one of these at a gun show, and honestly, I'm not exaggerating. It felt as light as a 22 suppressor.
Wow.
I was like, wow, dude, this weighs so much less than the AAC Cyclone that I have at home.
Wow, that's insane, and because it's rated up to 300 Win Mag.
Yeah, and I can't even shoot Win Mag through my 30 cal suppressor. It's topped out at 308 pressures.
Wow.
So it does come with a 5/8 by 24 direct thread mount and flat end cap, but it will also work with all the Silencer Co. Omega accessories, as far as I'm assuming they have muzzle brakes and stuff and flash hiders to work with their Omega can. It's got a 9-inch enhanced key mod handguard, allowing for use of accessories around the suppressor. They should have went with M-Lock.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I agree.
And the bolt carrier group is from Aero Precision, and it's nickel boron, so that allows for much easier cleaning and actually much less cleanings because of that nickel boron coating.
Yeah, so, I think this style, it's one of my favorite SBR styles, is where you have the free float handguard that kind of goes up a little bit past the silencer, right where the barrel and the silencer meet, so it looks like you have a really giant bull barrel or a integral suppressor, but it's just kind of the handguard hides all the gas block and all that stuff to where it just looks like it looks integrally suppressed, but it's not. And one kind of interesting note on here is being with the, I guess it comes with the silencer, and it's also the 7.5-inch barrel. So it would be a 2-stamp deal to put this on a gun unless you had a pistol, which case it would only be a 1 stamp. But if you wanted to put this on a rifle, you would need the SBR and the silencer stamp.
Right.
I was reading about this Omega suppressor, because even though I can't have the stuff, I can still geek out over it. And watching videos and everything, and it seems these suppressors get down between, even though they use longer barrels. I think the one I was watching, the video I was watching, the guy had like a 9-inch barrel on it, and this is a 7.5-inch. But with the Omega on, he was getting like about 125 to 130 decibels, which is pretty quiet. I mean, it's a quiet firearm, in the 300 blackout if you're using subsonic ammo.
Yeah.
And the barrels, I never heard of Ballistic Advantage, so I looked them up and started doing some research on them, and they make some really good barrels according to at least the testing I saw. They were getting well under an inch groups at 100 yards with their 14.5-inch barrels. And from what I saw, what's the guy's name? Travis Haley, doing with an SBR with 300 blackout. He was getting hits out to 300 yards prone with it. So it's not that much of a disadvantage, I've been reading, because the shorter barrels have less barrel whip or less barrel vibration, so they're stiffer. I didn't know that, and I learn something all the time.
If it tells you anything, my 11.5-inch SBR is the most accurate barrel I have. Of course, you shoot past 200 yards and you're shooting at the sky so you can hit anything, but it's still the most accurate barrel I have, at least in an AR platform. So I believe that.
Oh. So
cool.
we failed to mention the name of this upper. So it's called the M4E1SD, and you can
rolls
find
off
it
the
on
tongue.
Aero Precision's website. One good thing to note, because the MSRP of this is $1,699. On their website, they actually have it marked down to $1,549. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, I'm not paying that much for just an upper. Well, the can from Silencer Co., that's an MSRP. That's an $1,100 can to begin with. So if you're thinking about it, you're getting the can at an extremely good deal, or you're paying for the can full price and you're getting an extremely good deal on an upper. I don't care whichever way you want to look at it. It's still a sweet deal considering everything you're getting.
You're getting an upper for probably the price of the handguard, honestly. Maybe about $350 for a tuned, specifically tuned for 300 blackout SBR.
That's built to work together already, and you don't have to figure it out.
With bolts and charging handle. That's something you don't often.
That too.
Whenever you see an upper, a lot of times they're minus bolt and charging handle. So you're like, oh, okay, $300 for this upper. Well, you got to add $150 for your bolt and charging handle of choice.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, you got to figure some of the savings on how they're making a buck off this is, obviously the upper receiver is not billet, it's forged, and Aero Precision makes some pretty low-cost forged upper receivers. They're not saying they're bad. I mean, obviously they're going to be mil-spec or better, but they pump out so many of those that that's kind of where they make up some of that cost difference themselves. Not saying it's bad or anything. It does have a brass deflector and a forward assist, just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't fault companies for actually doing things that make business sense, and you're still getting a good deal out of it.
Yeah, I mean, all the features. Yeah, it's a great deal. I mean, a nickel boron bolt carrier group, that's got to be around 200 or more, right?
Not
100
really.
and a half.
100 and a half.
100 and a half. Yeah.
I got
like that.
I don't remember if it was nickel boron or not. It was one of the silvery coated ones from Palmetto State for $125, and it came with a charging handle. So. That's
just rattle can chrome is all that is.
and it's Palmetto State, so you probably had to wait 12 weeks to get it.
Actually, I had it within 5 days. I think it was. It was surprising.
You know when I really don't like you.
It blew my mind. I was expecting to have to wait, and it showed up. We went on vacation the day after I ordered it, and it showed up before I got home, and I was like, "Whoa, nice! Thanks, Palmetto."
Yeah, because I'm looking at them to get an upper this week. And I'm like, you buy an upper from them during the holiday sale, you're not getting it until the next holiday.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe they got better on their stuff. This was last year, right? Actually, I think I ordered it on Halloween, so if that tells you anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, speaking of wait times, it says here on Aero Precision's website that the wait time for approval to transfer this item to an FFL SOT dealer is 4 to 8 weeks. And the wait time for Form 4 approval for FFL/SOT dealer transfer to customer is 4 to 6 months. So this is definitely something that you're just going to have to order and just kind of put it in the back of your mind and forget about, and just let those days fly by before everything's approved.
Well, I think
it'll be worth it.
That's with any NFA item.
I know.
Yeah. Plus, if you really want to have something to do for that 4 to 6 months, come to Jersey and try to get a firearms ID card. That'll eat up 6 months easy.
That'll take your mind off it.
I was going to say, if you live in Jersey and you want one of these, for the 6 months it takes, you could try to find a job and a place to live outside in a different state.
Pretty much, yeah. In that 6 months you're waiting, you can move to PA.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what'll happen there. Do you know how frustrating it is to work in Trenton and to look across a river at Freedom? I know what the people in East Berlin felt like. I know what living in East Berlin felt like, man. It's ridiculous. I'm looking across the bridge going, I can go in a Walmart over there and buy ammo. I can walk into Walmart and just buy bullets, right? Oh, I can buy a BB gun. Holy smokes, they even have a slingshot in this place. They're crazy here in PA. They're nuts.
Awesome.
I'm sorry. So, Jersey rant. Apologize.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't have a review this week. I've got several product reviews in the works. I just didn't have one ready for this week. So I don't know if you guys have one to talk about this week.
Nope, not me.
No, I'm a slacker too.
Nose all around.
Okay. And I keep breaking stuff. Want to see my latest broken optic? Yeah, there you go. I broke it.
Well, stop buying NC Star.
Stop hating on me and NC Star. They're gonna come through some breakthrough stuff one day.
Okay.
Look, you can't even say what it's.
I'm sorry. Let me spread the hate around. Stop buying UTG.
Yeah, because that's somehow a different company.
Yeah.
Barska?
Hey, I've got Barska stuff.
Hey, calm down with the Barska.
22s. Yeah. So actually,
I broke my Barska too.
I'll go ahead and give you guys like a sneak peek on just what reviews I'm working on. So I got a range bag that I bought from Bass Pro. We got a review on that. I've actually got a firing line review from Bravo Concealment. So this is their RTT holster, and this is light bearing. So I got my M&P compact 357 SIG because I'm that cool, and it's got a Streamlight TLR3 on there. So I got a nice holster for that, and it also came with some mag pouches. It does a nice little combo set. RTT is range time tactical. So if you're not familiar with range time tactical on YouTube, you're kind of like a training group with Corey and Erica, and then they've got the Magpul guys come on there. They're friends of James Yeager, so take that as you will. But anyway, I got a review going for that, and then I've got the obviously the Magpul Zukov folding AK-47 stock, and I actually just picked up the Magpul MS3 sling with QD, and it's awesome. Like I've never had like a good sling before, so I'm excited for all those reviews.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear about that Magpul sling. I've heard pretty good things. I'd like to know what you think about it.
Yeah, this one, it's got QD in the back, and it's got the paracord clip in the front. So it works perfect for my AK-47 because it's a Wasser 10. It's technically an AKM, so it's got that loop in the front by the handguard. So the paraclip goes there, and then that new Zukov stock I got has the QD in the back. So you can have it as a 2-point sling. Also, you can take that paraclip, unclip it from the front, and then clip it onto kind of a D-ring, and then it turns it into a single-point sling in like less than 2 seconds. So it's actually pretty awesome. And there's like almost like no plastic on it whatsoever. Everything's steel and millinated or finished with some sort of nice finish on there. So I look forward to reviewing that. Moving forward, let's go on into the Tech Gadget or App segment, and I've actually got it's a pretty cool flashlight. I'm pretty sure it's sentient. Like this is the Skynet of flashlights, from what I understand. So this is the P2X Fury from Surefire, and it's got IntelliBeam technology, which means that it's automatically adjusting its output. So it's sentient, isn't that what that means? It knows how dark or how light the room is, and so it then adjusts its output accordingly.
Does it read my mind and tell it what I want it to be?
No.
It's self-aware.
It tells me what I need.
Yes.
It's like the government of flashlights.
Well, if you're like P2X Fury, turn off, and it goes, I can't let you do that, TJ.
Yeah.
So I assumed you would be all over this, man, because you're our resident flashlight guru, are you not?
Yeah, nah. I like flashlights.
He is.
Yeah.
He probably has the same problem I have with this flashlight.
Besides the cost, what?
No.
Let's run down some specs before we start bashing it.
Okay.
There you go.
So you want to take it, Ryan? Because you sounded excited about it.
I was just trying to keep the momentum up, but I'll let you go ahead and talk about it.
Okay, so I'll just run the specifications. It's got a high of 600 lumens, a low of 15 lumens, which I like that range, 600, 15. You get a good bright blast when you need it, and a good usable low, not like a 2 to 5 lumen like some people put out. The tactical runtime, which I assume is the high, is 1.5 hours, or maybe that's just kind of on and off, high to low. I'm not entirely sure what they call tactical. They have an asterisk here that I can't find. I always hate when you can't find asterisks.
It says runtime at highest setting for multiple output lights until output drops below 50 lumens.
Okay. So you can use it at high for 1.5 hours, and then it'll drop down after that to a lower light. Okay. The length 5.4 inches, bezel diameter 1.3. Surefire likes their beefy bezels. It's got a 1-inch body like most CR123 batteries, and it does take 2 CR123s. So those are the basic descriptors. And the IntelliBeam, it seems to, like Ryan said, read your environment and adjust the beam accordingly. So I guess if you're, I don't know, I'm not too keen on why you would want it to.
But it says the first press or click of the tail cap selects the auto-adjusting IntelliBeam mode. If you return it off and press or click it again, within 1 second it selects the max output.
Huh.
So, this is what I had. This is what I picked up from it. I'm sorry, but tactical, again, is anything over 50 lumens, really? The tactical runtime, it says, it stops being tactical runtime when it drops below 50 lumens. So pretty much anything is tactical now that's over 50 lumens? Just check.
Yeah.
I think they mean like using it, you could use it at full power. I don't know why they call it tactical, but you can use it at full power for 1.5 hours before it no longer.
There's that annoying word again, tactical, being thrown out there for no reason whatsoever.
When you start burning retinas of your enemies, that's
tactical.
Dual purpose, that's tactical right there.
For people that don't know, it is an LED flashlight, which is kind of assumed, but I figured I better say that. Somebody might care.
No, I want an incandescent flashlight.
Well, I think they still make them.
Surefire, I think, still offers them because they're pretty cheap. I think you can get a Surefire G2 incandescent for like $30 or something.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, why would you want that whenever battery?
Yeah.
I mean, kills batteries and bulbs.
Now
burns out. Yeah.
Like TJ said, I do like the range that it has. I mean, in this size package, a 600 lumen light is, pretty par for the course. I do like Surefire flashlights. I had one. I have two. And my wife decided to lose my one, so I'm still on her about that one. But the thing I don't like is anything that adjusts automatically is going to break. Or the sensor, wherever it may be, is going to get dirty, or something's going to happen to it.
My thing is not necessarily the durability, it's the fact that it's almost 100% guaranteed to not be the setting I want it on when I want it on that.
Because they need to make it so the first press is the high. And then
the double press.
And the double press is the adjustable.
What is the MSRP on this? I don't think I mentioned that.
$229.
$229. Yeah. So I feel, I have actually a Surefire with me right now. This is their LX2 LumaMax. The IntelliBeam they have on it is half press is low, full press is high, and there you go. It's got 2 settings.
Yep.
It's pretty intelligent to me.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, if you're like,
see,
I was just gonna say, if you're out hunting, you're out in the open field, trying to track your game or whatever, you're pumping out the full 600. But when you make it back to the truck, you open up your cab, the cab lights turn on, and you're still using the flashlight to look for something on your seats. It dims down. That's a hypothetical scenario that I don't see there being enough hypothetical scenarios where that's something that you want. Because if it gets light enough where it adjusts, it's almost light enough to where you don't need it anymore, right?
Well, I don't know. My flashlight philosophy is kind of like I'm really lazy. So a lot of times if something's kind of far away and I just can't quite pick out the details, I'll just shine my flashlight on it just to make it pop a little bit. So I can see where you might need that in some cases. It's like I don't feel like bending over to see what's on the floor. I'm going to just shine it with my flashlight. But I don't think I don't think making an intelligent beam, it doesn't justify to me.
So when you go into a bar and they're like, "What do you want?" Do you like bust out your flashlight and shine it on the taps and like, "Oh, let's see here. I want the Boston Lager."
No, I don't go that far. But.
Well,
see, my flashlight philosophy is I work in the prison, and I have to check out my machinery. When I'm working inside in something or doing some work. So the very high lumen thing really doesn't work for me unless I'm doing some kind of tactical class. But I try to keep the same flashlights. I have a Magpul. What is this called? XL100, and it has all kinds of different switches for SOS, strobe, night light, and signal. I just use on off. I'm sorry, but I don't have all day for this. When I first got it, I'm sorry, not Magpul, Maglite.
Okay.
Maglite.
Got me all excited.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Ryan's
I
over
thought
there
that
getting all
was my
sweaty
breathing.
over there.
Yeah, it was Ryan's breathing. He just lost it.
Oh yeah.
He was like, "Oh my God, Magpul made a what?"
For you guys' information, the standard just P2X Fury. Oh, it says tactical too. The one that just is just 600 lumens and that's it is $155.
Yeah. Okay. So that's double the price for something that might not work the way you want when you want it.
Right. I
almost guaranteed. Yeah.
Cool.
I've not had. You guys use them, right? You say they're great. I've not used a Surefire. I've broken everything Streamlight makes, but I haven't used a Surefire yet. If we haven't figured it out,
I have two Surefires. I hate one of them. I love the other one. I have a G3, and it just seems incredibly dim for the money I paid for it. And I'm just a little disappointed. But this LumaMax, I really, really like it.
Yeah.
I just picked up an M951 that's direct, like it's got a QD mount for Picatinny. And so I was like, oh, cool! I can finally have a dedicated like rifle light. Well, like I traded the guy like a Magpul M-Bus, just Gen 2 iron sights
That's
for
their
it.
Scout Light, Ryan? Is that what they call it?
I'm not sure what they call it, but it came with the tail switch or the what do you call that? You Velcro it onto your rifle.
Pressure switch?
Yeah,
The pressure switch. Yeah, it came with that, but it's got an incandescent bulb on there, and that dude gets almost too hot to touch after 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Like
I could, brand somebody with the end of my rifle if I wanted to.
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I took a TAC Rifle 3 class, and which was a low light class, and of course I don't know if I bored you with this story, but I have an SKS, so I had no way to mount it onto my rifle, so I picked up a clamp from Walmart and picked up a Coast flashlight about 90 lumens from Home Depot, I think, or Lowe's, I forget which one, Home Depot. Clamped it to it and ran the class with my 90 lumen $15 flashlight. It worked all the way through class, no problem. The other guys in class had some Surefire flashlights. One guy had one. A friend of his brought it back from Iraq. Both of theirs went down. Both of the Surefires went down, and me running with the El Cheapo got through the entire class. My partner Sean from Black Bag had something from like UTG or something like that. He only thrown on is just to have there. And yeah, we had no problems all the way through class, but the high-end Surefires went down. Now, if my $15 flashlight would have gone down, I went, hey, I'm a goofball that came to class with a $15 flashlight. But it didn't. So, and it's still going strong, and I use it every day. A year later, I'm still using it at work. But if I was to pin my life on something, I probably do the exact same thing. I wouldn't change anything till it broke. So, but it's that simple. It's a flashlight. I don't buy into the fact that it needs to be this rugged. I mean, maybe if you're going years or you're on deployment or something like that. But for me, running classes, nah. Living in Jersey, doing it for self-defense, I think if you're just going to have it dedicated for that, that's a lot of damn money to put on the end of something. You know what I mean? It's $200. I mean, You got a dedicated one, right, Ryan? Yeah, it's a dedicated weapons light.
Yeah, I can't take it off.
Yeah, I mean, for something like that, I'd have to have it dedicated and mounted to it, and I still don't know whether I'd drop 200 bones on it on a flashlight.
Right.
Really, my nephew lives here. I'll just set him on fire and push him down the stairs to light up the living room.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, listen, man, this cost ratio, that kid eats more than me, and that's incredible.
Oh, I would say that's what cats are for, but I know I'll get hate mail for that.
Yeah, I can burn an 18-year-old, but man, you talk about cats, you'll get hate mail.
It's the internet, of course. Right.
And I wouldn't burn my nephew. I wouldn't burn my nephew.
Obviously.
He'd somehow screw that up. He'd screw that up too.
Catch the drapes on fire, then you gotta go after him.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we don't have any listener feedback this week, although I'm sure after the last 2 minutes of conversation we will get some listener feedback. But obviously that everyday carry thing that we were doing, giving away a car P9, is ended today as I'm recording. So by the time you hear this, if you did not enter that, you would have missed out. So all I can say is shame on you if you missed out. And if you did enter, whether you're a Patreon of one of our 4 campaigns, or you just entered the free form for your testimonial, good on you. Tactical hand clap. Good for you. So just wrapping up, send questions or comments to podcast@firearmsinsider.tv or myself, cross@firearmsradio.tv. Remember to subscribe and leave us an iTunes review. Check out all the other shows on the Firearms Radio Network at firearmsradio.tv/iTunes. Be sure to check out the Firearms Insider for reviews and industry coverage. And now Tony Simon is going to serenade you with some of his own doings. Let her rip.
Oh, all right. Tony Simon had his The Second Is for Everyone shoot at Gun for Hire Range in Woodland Park, New Jersey, last Thursday. It was awesome. You should have been there. It was sponsored by Gun for Hire. Black Bag Resources dedicated some stuff from Tier 1 Defense, and he brought up some of his own shirts and scarves to give away. Springfield Armory hit me off with the swag of all swag, box of swag. So I was able to give out really cool hats from Springfield Armory. I even got a couple right here with their Shoot Like a Girl logo on it and some of that stuff for females. I got Springfield Armory olive drab. I got catalogs from Kimber. So I had some pretty cool stuff to give away. We had some awesome weapons up there. I got to fire the Utah's 12-gauge bullpup. I got to fire Smith & Wesson MP10, so that's an AR-10 from it's an AR-15 and 308. One of the guys who's an NRA instructor brought a CZ, I think it's a 95 or CZ85B. It's the 45 version of the CZ pistol. It was awesome. One of the guys came with a Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum with a 4-inch barrel. We got to rock that. One of my guys that used to work with me at the prison, he just retired. He's into really old firearms, so he brought some Smith & Wesson stuff from turn of the century or before, mid 1880s. He brought a revolver that was actually factory refurbed when it was 30 years old in 1911. So it was pretty cool. So we have a lot of cool guns that come to the shoots. We had a lot of cool people that came to the shoots. And that was my Thursday. Saturday, the New Jersey Second Amendment Society had a rally, and then we went out and and got a bunch of signatures to recall our state Senate president. So I was out there with Tim Knight. He was the guy that helped set up the Colorado recall that everyone knows about. He's an NRA board member. He came out to support us. Again, Anthony Calandro from Gun for Hire, he was a big supporter of this, provided all the pens we used for the recall, and I also think he provided the clipboards. And then we had Alexander Rubian, who was the president of the New Jersey Second Amendment Society. He came out, and we had a couple of hundred people out in the rain collecting signatures all over Senator Sweeney's area. So it was really cool. It was really a good Second Amendment advocacy weekend for me. And I'm going to have more of these shoots. My next one I'll announce next week if you guys let me when I come on, because I might be getting with someone else to have more people come to my shoots. The Second Amendment Women's Group said they might want to join us soon. So I want to get other organizations in because this whole thing is about inclusiveness. The second is really for everyone. And that's what I'm trying to get out there and prove. So I thank you guys for your time. I'd like to thank Gun for Hire again for allowing me to come on and have the events there. They're really cool about it. We got a 50-yard range that's baffled. We got rentals. It was pretty cool that they set us up really well. I'd like to thank Black Bag Resources because he dedicated a lot of stuff to that. And New Jersey Concealment Furniture came out with a lot of stuff for us too. So I'd like to thank all the people that made it happen. And appreciate you guys for allowing me to babble for like 3-4 straight minutes.
Hey, no problem, man. So yeah, that's it. So I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Everyone stay cool, and if you go shooting, shoot safe, and see you on the next one, episode 90.
All right, see you guys around.
Later.
All right, bye guys.
See ya.